Hello, happy new moon. It's Allie. Um, I am really looking forward to this transmission with the energy of this moon. I think it's a really important topic that the energy we're in is bringing to the surface. It's about Libra it's a Libra energy, and it's about relationships and balance. And there's a specific there's a specific thread I really want to think about with us today, which is if I knew, it's very loud right now in the field about relationships and reciprocation and balance and like how things feel in our relationships. It's been pretty loud. I'm in a lot of conversations around that. Maybe you are too, with people in my field, in my work, in my world. And the question I really feel is up for us is, if I didn't think this is how I would get my needs met, would I still do it? So just like sitting with that one for a minute. If I didn't think this way of behaving, this way of interacting, this way of overriding myself, this way of performing, this way of hiding was how I got my needs met, would I still do it? And I'm noticing for a lot of people that the energy of this new moon is giving you the opportunity to not have your needs met that way, so that you can realize, perhaps, actually, this is not, I don't actually want this. I don't actually like this exchange. I don't actually like having to feel this way or be this way or override certain things or not express other things. And now that it turns out I'm not going to get my needs met by doing that, I don't like this and I don't want to do it. And so I'm noticing a lot of like frustration for people, or anger, or maybe the feelings of betrayal, because that's how we don't even know certain things aren't working for us until we don't get the exchange that we thought we were promised for that behavior or that pattern. So I think this is an amazing new moon to really look at that when we look at relationships, because we can't always change how someone else is going to exchange with us or connect with us, but we can change like how we move through our relationships. And if we are coming to this new moon, arriving in this energy, feeling frustrated or feeling like things are out of balance, this is our opportunity to work with this differently. And so I would just say, if you're coming to this new moon feeling frustration or feeling like things are out of balance, hey Steph, I would recommend to just stop and feel. Because that's how we do it differently. We first have to stop and feel. And so I'm just going to invite you to take this time that we have together in this special window of energy, and just stop and feel, slowing down, coming here, landing here. Putting the feet on the ground, feeling every emotion, sensation, tension, and worry that you've arrived into October 21st with, and just exhaling out, letting it move down through the feet, through the floor, into the earth. And just be rooted here for a moment. And if you're coming, hey, golly, if you're coming here feeling some frustration about relationships and exchange, we're just stopping and we're feeling. And just notice if something kind of bubbles up to the surface for you. If I didn't think this was how I got my needs met, would I still do it? That's all. Just feeling that and sitting with that. And when we're thinking about relationships and balance on a day like today, relating to something differently is sometimes what creates balance, right? Like balance to me, like life is a symphony. And so we're all just constantly in this refinement process. And sometimes certain parts of life have to be out of balance for other needs to be getting met, and vice versa. And so it's like, well, if we suddenly are coming into this moment saying this relationship or this part of my life is out of balance, like we just first can start to think differently about that relationship and that dynamic. And that's the first question we can ask ourselves. If I didn't think this is how I would get my needs met, would this still be how I did it? Would this still be how I would be doing that right now? And just having compassion for whatever the answer is. I'm loving being in the energy of that today, because today was actually, well, one thing is I'm sitting in my new place, and I'm just so happy to be sitting in a little house that has so much light. This is like my little living room area, and it's got these huge old school, like it's like a coach house, and it's like these huge big old windows with so much light. There's a little garden area, and I've just been wanting that all for 2 years. I've been in these like dark cavernous places for my day-to-day work, and I've just missed having lots of air and lots of light. And I just wanted that so much. And as I was looking for apartments when I first got to Asheville, it's like, it was fun because I got to drive around and look at all different opportunities of how to live and how to be, and like what's possible here. And just, there was a few opportunities where I was offered something, and it's like, this could be very easy. I could just say yes. And the whole question of where I'm living while I'm also getting the book launched and getting connected here, the answer could just be here. And I could just have my nervous system land and say, we know where we're living and we don't have to worry about it. And I just had to be really honest with myself that it's like, hey, it's been a long time coming to have a new housing situation, right? I've been trying to find something, a place that's really right for me for the last couple of years. And I'll feel relief in the moment, but I will be, once I get that relief of my needs are met, I'm going to be frustrated that I'm living here. It was just things where it was like not enough light, or a basement, or a little bit too small, or like a cool house in the woods, but the parking is crazy, or there's absolutely no furnishings. And I just realized, like, what I really want right now is a house. I don't want to be in an apartment building. I want a lot of light. I want an outdoor area. And I actually want some furnishings already here. I'm not in the mood right now to be furnishing a whole situation. And, it meant saying no to some things while I was really stretched and stressed. And part of me wanted to just pretend something was okay that wasn't, so I could just be done and move on. And I just like really had to commit to myself and be like, listen, I know you want to get your needs met right now, but like, we're going to get your needs met, and you're going to do it in a way that is sustainable and has longevity, and you'll actually be happy. And man, I'm so happy I said that, because it only took 2 weeks to find a place. And this is like literally exactly what I wanted. And it's inside the same like budget and all of those things of these other things that would have been scrunching down my needs, because I thought that's how my needs could get met. And it's just I'm just so happy to be here with all of you and to have this like beautiful daylight around us. And I would have been pissed if I had taken any of these other things that really weren't quite right. I know I'd be frustrated right now. And imagine if I could know, like, hey, if you had just held out and been with yourself and stopped and felt and been with your nervous system and reminded yourself, like, I've always got you. We're going to be all right. I've always got you. Imagine like knowing that it just was going to take a few more days and you could have exactly what you want. And so, I just like that. And today was actually supposed to be my book launch. And that is another thing that I rescheduled because getting here, launching the book with the first set of videos, and then being part of the initiation event with Perry last week, it was like, there's a part of me that's like, oh, all these people already signed up and I've got to keep it. And it's the 21st, and it's the new moon, and it's this and that. And it was like, actually, I want to have reverence for this opening ceremony, and I want to give this a couple more weeks where I can share about it more, and everything doesn't have to be so reactionary, and so often we're doing things from this reactionary place. And again, it's like, if I didn't think my needs got met by me being in a reactionary place, is that how I'd want to do it? And I just had to get real that scheduling the book launch today, the opening ceremony today, and holding to that would have just been this old story of, for my needs to get met, I need to have less needs, right? For my needs to get met, for everything to work, for everyone to be happy about coming to this opening ceremony, I have to keep the same date. And now I rescheduled it. It's November 11th, if you want to join us. And I've had double the amount of people in the last few days already sign up to join us for it. And for me, someone like me who's a people pleaser, and I think this is a great, I'm trying to be a reformed people pleaser, I think this is a great new moon energy to really look at how we create the imbalances in our life. It's not really the environment or the other people. It's how we show up. And if we are vibrating to that frequency of, this is how I need to do it to get my needs met. This is how it has to work. And really taking today to slow down and feel. And if you are coming to this, if you are coming to today feeling frustrated, feeling like, man, if I had realized that this exchange really wasn't going to go the way it was promised or the way I thought it was going to feel, I wouldn't have done that. Oftentimes we're coming to that feeling like something has been a waste, feeling like we've wasted our time, our money, our resources, our attention. And so the other piece of what I just want to share today is that nothing is ever a waste, and if nothing's ever a waste, then nothing is ever truly unbalanced. We just need to relate to it a little bit differently to find the balance. We just have to stop and feel and ask if this is how we really want to engage, if we know our needs can be met regardless. And then we can come into balance. But we never have to feel that we've wasted our time, our energy, our resources, our attention. Because this is where I want to just bring in the other thread I want to talk about today, because I'm thinking a lot about initiations. Obviously, I was just part of this. Not obviously, I don't know. You may not, it's obvious to me. You may not know I was part of this event over the weekend that Perry Chase put on about initiations. And it was a celebration of those life moments that really, and it was truly a celebration of those life moments that bring us to our knees, that are a complete before and after, and are part of our true path of really being who we're here to be. And typically the path of being here and really getting clear on what we're in service to, what we're here for, what we're actually capable of, what we actually want, what is actually important and right and true for us. Typically those experiences aren't the ones that were the easiest times in our life. They're not the ones that are the most attractive and exciting to share and winning. It's typically not sometimes it is, but and sometimes the outcome later on gets to be that. But typically the moments that are actually giving us what we came here for are can create a lot of chaos and sadness and grief and shame and confusion. And so we got to have a platform to be able to celebrate those times so that we don't get it twisted. And we realize those are actually the moments that bring us where we actually want to go. And so that was what this event was all about. It was about different types of, it was an event for women. So it was about different types of feminine initiation. And there's a lot of talk about feminine work and spirituality and initiations on the internet. So this was kind of a response to that, of like, actually, many times when you're truly in the initiation, you're not also doing a glossy ethereal photo shoot at the same time, right? So it's like, it was kind of a response to that, and to like, hey, come hear about some real initiations in life. And it's been wonderful to talk to so many people who came to that event and got to realize that they are on the initiation path themselves, got to realize that some of the things that have felt so hard or unfair or shameful or confusing or off track are actually their initiation, and that they can begin to create art from that and can begin to work with that. And yeah, it was just such a beautiful experience. And so it's making me think of the nothing has ever been wasted. Like, if today is a new moon where we're thinking about relationships and balance and like what that actually feels like and how we actually want to engage and relate and connect and share, if we know our needs are met regardless, and we're not in some secret manipulation cycle that no one knows about besides us, then we realize that we create balance by choosing to relate differently. And we also can realize that nothing has ever been wasted. We never wasted our time. We're always learning and growing and experiencing something important. And I want to, and I'm bringing in the thread of initiation, because after I finished my transmission, so I immediately got a call from someone who that I love, someone I love dearly, who had gotten really shocking news that she wanted to land with me, and is going to be life-changing. She got the type of news that's a before and after. And that to me is what an initiation typically is, right? Because if we're being initiated into being something we haven't yet been, then we're going to have an experience where we can never go backwards. Like, something has changed so dramatically that like there is life before and life after. So I got a phone call just as I was finishing, which is like part of the design of the beautiful thing, right? Of how we are all here to connect and support each other, is like, I came off that call and I had all this energy in my heart and so much love in my heart. And then right away got a call and got to like be in that experience with someone who had just received before and after type of news. And you know, the thing that happens when we receive before and after type news that is really initiating us is that we think we're not ready. We think there's no way we could ever be ready for this. There's no way we can ever handle this. There's no like, you know, we need more time. We need more strength. We need more support. We need more money, whatever it is. Like, when we're dropped into the type of experience that is a true initiation, one of the ways you know it's an initiation is you're positive you're not ready for this to be happening. And sometimes it's such a sad initiation that you feel, you know, it's like, when would you ever be ready to lose someone you love, for example? Yeah, so when we have that sort of news, I do think that is when we really are able to get into the truth that nothing is ever wasted. Because when you are in the moment of saying, this thing is happening and I'm not ready for it, sometimes we are with someone who can track it with us, or sometimes we can begin to realize how life was actually preparing us. How our relationships, our experiences, even the ones that have felt very unfair or unbalanced, were actually preparing us. And we actually have more readiness than we can even imagine, right? We think we're not ready, but actually we've been being prepared for this moment. Nothing in this reality truly comes out of nowhere. And if you've had something very shocking happen in your life, or if you've had an experience where something hard and sad has gone on for a while, if you've had both experiences, what I think you find is that they look different, but actually in both cases, you were being prepared. So in one case, you're consciously knowing something is happening and you're preparing. In the other case, you unconsciously have been preparing, and the relationships around you have been preparing you. And so when we are dropped into a true initiatory moment, we will realize, we have the opportunity to realize that nothing has ever been wasted, that everything in our life has been readying us for this time. And if that's true, then on a large level, we don't have to actually worry about things being out of balance. Sometimes we just get the check later on. Sometimes it just feels like it's delayed, but maybe it's actually the perfect timing. I'm laughing because I'm just thinking about how today I got in my PayPal, I got a check from Facebook that was like, you were part of a class action suit with Facebook about something that happened like 15 years ago in 2007 with data, and they gave me $40 today, I saw in my PayPal. So it's just kind of making me think of this too, you know? It's just like, the balance always happens. I mean, I don't know if that's balanced with Meta for me to be given $40, but the balance always happens, and the timelines are not always what we're in control of. But when we go through those sort of experiences where we need more than what we can feel we have or see, that is where we will start to find the balance again, because we're going to realize that everything has been preparing us, including the relationships we've had up until this moment. So that is the transmission for today. I think that's the new moon transmission. Feels so great to be here with all of you. Before we complete, I just want to give you an opportunity to drop in and feel some of the themes we just talked about. So we're just going to take a few breaths here together, breathing in some space and some possibility. And breathing in some space and possibility that something that feels unbalanced or unfair could right itself today. That something in your life that has felt off could be adjusted. Just breathing in the possibility of something of that idea. And breathing in the possibility that something that feels unfair or out of balance in your reality could be adjusted today, and just calling in that experience and just letting that move through whatever part of your body feels tight or constricted when you think about the thing that's unfair. What if it is coming into balance right now? What if it truly could not be on any other timeline but this one? What would you have to be willing to receive to allow this to readjust, to rebalance? I'm not asking, how do you think you could receive this? I'm not asking, is it possible currently for you to receive it? What would you have to be open to receive? What would you have to be willing to release? Where would you have to forgive yourself or someone else so that the door can open and the rightness can come in and readjust and rebalance? So just let yourself get clear, simple, easy, one word. What would I have to be able to receive, be willing to receive? Let it in. Breathing that in, and let yourself begin to bring in the frequency of that. Hey, Betty. And what would I really have to be willing to close the door on? So we opened one door just now in this new moon window. What do I really have to close the door on? To allow this thing to come in and rebalance what feels unfair. What do I just have to be like, I'm actually a hard no. I close the door on this. This is not something I'm allowing. This is not a behavior I'm participating in anymore. This is when I see it, I'm making a left turn. What is that? What are you closing the door on today? I'm done. I already learned this way. Close the door. What are you closing the door on? And now just breathing in that image of like, I'm done with like overriding what I need because I think that's how I can get my needs met in some weird, unbalanced way. I'm done. I'm done allowing this behavior that really feels unkind or uncomfortable to myself or others. I'm done. What do you have to stop believing to really close the door on this? What do you have to stop believing to really close the door on this? And close the door on it now. Hi, Lauren. And so if you're just joining us, I see that we've created a nice balance and you're in the energy with us. So we opened a big window to receive something. What would I need to receive? What would I need to be allowing? What would I need to welcome? What would I need to decide is possible for this aspect of my reality that has felt unbalanced and unfair? Like, what do I need to open the door, open the window on and let in? And just we're letting that in. And at the same time, what do I need to close the door on? What do I need to be a hard no to? What do I have to just like stop believing, participating in? And so notice the balance that this energy on this Libra new moon is creating. We're opening one beautiful big window door and we're closing an old way. We're closing a window or door. And you may have heard, right? When one door closes, another opens. And if you feel like that you can't open the door, open a window. There's a reason we have sayings like that in our lexicon, because that's really what balance is about. We say yes to something, it means saying no to something else. We forgive something, it means we welcome something. We let go of something because it's time to hold something else. So that's the energy of today. And again, we're landing it with nothing has ever been wasted. And make that decision right now as we've opened the door on something, as we've closed the door on something else. Come into your heart and just decide that you can trust that you have used your life well. You have not wasted time or energy or resources. You've just been here learning. And sometimes what we need so that in these moments of initiation, we realize who we really are and what we can really do and what we can really handle. It's like we've got to go through some things that may look like we're wasting something or we're out of balance. And then in one split second, we realize that was required. None of us are reading a script. That's not how this works. And so no time has been wasted. You've just been living. You've just been using your life. That's what you came here to do. Be in a human body and like use the time you have. And certain things were required to learn what you needed to learn and to become who you've needed to become. And so just give yourself that peace today that nothing, nothing has been wasted, and ultimately all things are balanced. And one door is opening and another is closing, and you've already created that for yourself today. So just coming back into your heart, now putting your hands on your knees, feeling grounded, feeling rooted, trusting yourself, trusting this planet, trusting being here, trusting this is the right place for you right now. And before we're completing, just feeling the energy coming up from the earth. You rooted into the earth, and now the balance is letting the earth root into you. And as you breathe in here, just letting the energy of the earth come up and nourish you. The earth wants to nourish us. Right? Look at what the earth creates. Look at how our bodies are designed to be nourished by the nature and by the foods that are grown and by the animals that are here and by the light and the wind and the flowers and the rain and the trees. And even we found ways to be nourished by like snow, right? And extreme heat. Like there's a way for us to be nourished by all seasons and all experiences. Nothing is wasted. But we're here to be nourished by this planet. Look at how we're built and look at the earth. And the balance is that we are here to nourish the planet. We are here to be in service to each other and to the planet. And that is the right balance. And so just breathing in the energy of the earth, feeling something you love about this planet, about earth, holding that in your heart. And now just making a commitment to offer something to this planet. Maybe it's your gratitude, maybe it's a certain action. Notice what comes to you, even if it feels like, how does that have to do with the earth? The earth has an intricate design. And part of our relationship with the earth is our planet is relying on us to treat each other well. And so just holding here, feeling that balance. And then letting yourself come back into your body, knowing you are enough, you've done enough, and you have enough. And we're just sending gratitude to each other and to the energy and to the earth and to this lunar cycle, just the amazing celestial realm that works with us and helps us play out our human journey, our soul journey, through aligning the planets and the stars and the moon and the sun in certain ways so that we can be and experience what we're here to be and experience. How amazing. And before we complete, just seeing if you could be grateful to something in your life that is felt out of balance. Because now you can recognize nothing has been wasted And this relationship could give you the opportunity to rebalance in a way that's going to have a huge ripple effect. Is there something you can feel grateful for? Is there something you can decide to relate to differently starting right now? Yeah. There's something that you now realize is possible because of this dynamic. Something new is possible. And so we just know that the work will continue beyond this time. We're always all connected, and for now we're breathing back into existence. The door between worlds and the records are closed. Thanks for joining. Happy new moon. Nothing has been wasted in your life. Anything that's out of balance can be corrected, and sometimes you will understand that it's always been in balance when you are in a situation where you have to be initiated into being something you haven't been before. And then you realize all of these experiences have been preparing you. And in that way, we can find the balance and the fairness in everything. And that's all for now. Thanks for joining me. What a wonderful thing to be here with you in my first video in my new home that required me to really hold on and trust I was going to get my needs met and really wait for the right thing, which didn't even take very long, which is amazing. Okay, and I hope you join us November 11th, 11/11. Sounds pretty balancing. That is going to be the opening ceremony for my book, Dark Times Catering. The book is available everywhere. I'll put the link, but also you can come even if you haven't gotten the book yet. I'm going to open the records and get clear on what we're doing on this opening ceremony. I think it's connecting everyone to their own initiation journey. But I think there's more to it. I'll be back in touch. I'm gonna check in with the records, but it's gonna be a really beautiful group healing experience and just a celebration of making art out of things. You know, we were talking about that on the initiation call. It's like some things that happen in our life impact us so deeply and are so deeply in our body and in our emotions and in our relationships that like part of the alchemy and the detoxification is like doing something really big with it. You know, in my case, it was writing a book. For you, it might be something different. But I did, like, my cousin called me. He read the book and he called me. He was like, you had to write this book. And I was like, yeah, I really had to. Like, I actually could not move forward if I didn't write this book. And I'm feeling grateful to realize it actually is impactful for others. But, you know, there's just sometimes we have to do something. So I have a feeling that's going to be part of the opening ceremony. You're so welcome, Gali. I love you. And yeah, feel free to DM me any questions, or if you want me to send you the link, I can send it that way as well. Happy new moon. Thank you for joining me for this. Lots of love.